Greetings. Hi, this is Dan back from New York. I know that I have not made a video for a while, and I'm sorry for that, but we've been busy. So I'm sitting here, just got out of the shower. It is pretty much a week since I've been here, so it is 5:04 p.m. on Friday the 11th. I got into town here almost exactly 1 week ago. So, deployed for my first shift last Saturday. So, and have deployed every day and done at least 12 hours every day since. So, I'm pretty much cooked. So cooked, in fact, that this morning when I got back here, I broke one of my own rules, and I have been showering, scrubbing like I mean it. As soon as I get back, and the day I got back and I was cooked, I just fell right into bed and passed out and woke up I don't know how long later. So, but now I'm showered, I'm clean, I feel almost human, barely. And I'm sitting here and I'm clipping my fingernails. And why is Dan clipping his fingernails? Well, they're getting long. And in addition to that, I don't want anything under my nails. So I do not want to give this nasty, disgusting little virus any place to hide. So I'm at the point where I have been scrubbing my hands like, I don't know how many times a day, I couldn't count. I'm pretty much living in Purell hand sanitizer, scrubbing my hands. My hands are getting really raw. And that's okay. So we're going to protect ourselves and do the best we can. Why is this so important to me? Well, we back up for a second. Let's talk about this. I have been paying attention to social media some. You get a couple of free minutes. You're sitting and waiting on either a bus or you're on the bus going to or from your assignment where you need to work. So, it's have a couple of seconds to check in. What is that? Yeah. So, and I'm seeing a lot of stuff on social media that's making the little caveman in the back of my head pretty loud and angry. Lots of people are posting about we need to get back to normal. We need to stop with this foolishness. These actions that the government's taking are overreach, and we deserve our liberty, and we need to be out there protecting the economy, because what these horrible politicians are doing is ruining society, killing people, and it's making everything worse. Well, sure. That's I can see your concern there, because you're sitting at home, you're locked in your house, you're out of your normal flow, and the things that you normally do are absolutely suspended. The only thing that you see is somebody on TV telling you how bad this is and how scary it is. And so thinking that that's the only thing that's out there, and that is what is stopping you from getting back to your normal life that you want to get to, which probably seems somewhat logical. So, I don't know how many, some people who are watching this are medical professionals, some are engineers, business people, laymen, teachers. I've blessed to have a really wide range of friends who are probably watching this. Some of you know, some of you don't know. I'm pretty much at one end of the bell curve on what I feel comfortable working with in a professional environment. There's this famous meme that has pictures, and it talks about the difference between ER nurses and ICU nurses as far as exposure to risk. And it has one picture of somebody in a bubble suit, taking every precaution like they're in a biological hot zone. And it compares that to ICU nurses and how they deal with risk as far as um, biological exposure. And then the other picture is ER nurses, and that's Brad Pitt, sweaty, beat up, cut, smoking a cigarette, like, hey, whatever it is, bring it. And that's pretty accurate. I'm not scared of much, and I will tell you, this shit scares me. Please feel free to talk to anyone who works in direct contact with this virus and has seen that in this environment, and ask them how they feel about just being out there and being exposed to it. You're not going to find people who are going to say, oh yeah, whatever, it's no big deal. We are universally scared as hell of this. And please, it's impossible to overstate the significance of that. If we're that scared of this shit, you should be absolutely terrified. It doesn't mean you should go out and burn your clothes or bleach your dog. It means that you should do exactly what you are being asked to do, which is try to shelter in place. Limit your unnecessary trips. You should keep social distancing. You should cover your cough. You should wash your damn hands. Because this shit is scary. It is scary in a way that I have not ever seen. Some of the smartest people anywhere are all standing in circles, sharing everything they can get, and nobody knows exactly what the mechanism of this is. We're thinking, is this like altitude sickness? Is this like ARDS? Is this like pulmonary embolisms? Where are the neurological components coming from? Where are the cardiac components coming from? Why are we seeing some of the lab changes that we're seeing? And I'm seeing all these folks from back home who are saying, well, why don't we have hard numbers? Why is it the test? Guess what, folks? We're still only a couple of months into this. And if you want a magic test that tells you with perfect certainty exactly what's happening, you've probably watched too many episodes of House, where the most complex problems in the world can be solved in 1 hour in one TV show. This shit is hard. It is difficult. Mother Nature has thrown us one hell of a curveball, and we are going to fight until we understand this. We have such a short cultural memory. We can't remember back to the 80s when we had the AIDS crisis, and how confusing and how scary it was, and how it took literally years and years and years and years of dedication and fighting and effort and suffering to figure out how to deal with HIV. Now, at this point, decades later, hey, we have really good treatments for this. We have a really good understanding. We can protect people. People can live normal lives. We forget how hard that fight was. And we want to treat this like it's no big deal. This is a big deal. But we're getting better. We're learning. We have deployed some really strong people in high numbers, and we are out here in these hospitals, and we are fighting tooth and nail. And it feels like we're starting to win more than we lose. But we're still losing some. I've made some points that I'm not going to talk too much about some things that I'm doing, and the specifics of that. I'm going to break a couple of those rules a little bit, simply because I don't think I can really talk about some of these important issues that I think people need to understand and grasp and capture without tipping some level of information. There was recently something in the news about, and this article is getting a lot of traction, about a staffing company here that is sending people to the hot zone in New York, and how they did a bait and switch on nurses and said, they told us one thing, and then my gosh, we got to New York and they're doing something else, and now they're suing this company. Pretty much universally, everybody in my group, everybody that I've talked to, have no sympathy for these people who are suing. The long and short of it is that they say that this company attracted us with this really big number to come in here and work. And we got there, and I have to work with sick people and COVID patients, and I might be exposed to some level of personal risk. And, I quit my job in an extended care facility, and I came here, and they want me to actually do something different. I'm really sorry, but if you came here thinking that you were going to be doing 40 hours a week of art therapy with healthy children, you probably had a bad idea. And you should look in the mirror and ponder on your shitty life choices before you start accusing other people of trying to hoodwink you or swindle you. We are in the middle of one of the nastiest health crises, one of the most emergent situations that has befallen public health in the last 100 years. We are ass deep in alligators, and we are on fire. And you had your feelings hurt, and you feel like your little contract was violated. It's like you're going to war, and you're pissed off. I might have to shoot people. You signed up for the wrong war. Please go home, do your thing. This is not the place for you. So really proud that a lot of the people that I'm working with, they understand the magnitude of this. And pretty much universally, all the people who are still here, they're not here for the money, they're not here for the contract, they're here because this is something that society needs. We have to stomp this out. We have to get it under control. Because if we don't get it under control in these hot spots that are popping up around America, it will continue to creep into more rural areas. It will continue to creep into more affluent areas. And it will kill people. And it will kill people who are not just 65 and on death's doorstep anyway, or 75 or 80. It will kill young, healthy people. I am literally taking care of people who are younger than me, with, in general, better health status than me, who, if they live, and they probably won't, are going to have their lives changed because they're probably going to lose limbs. They're going to have permanent health effects. But once again, some of these people are probably not going to make it. They will probably never come off of the vent. They will never wake up. They will not be able to say goodbye to their families. When they pass away, their bodies are going to go wherever. Their loved ones are not going to be able to get together and hold hands and console each other. And if you guys at home don't wrap your heads around this and back off public officials who are really trying to do the right thing, you're going to get to experience this shit firsthand. Pretty simple. So there's that. I'm really also proud of some of these people that I'm with. I'm making some great friends. My buddy, the guy who's driving my bus, I like this guy. It's a pleasure when he shows up. I get to talk to this fella. We play some music. We get to talk some stuff. A couple other people in my group. There's an MP, from West Texas. She's a treat. She's one of us. She's, real knows real. She's cool. Another nurse, Josh. He's from up in Maine. My boy Corey, he's here doing work. Came in with them from Central Ohio. And he's in a tough spot. We started out in the same assignment and they ended up moving me. And we're kind of keeping in touch with each other and trying to stay as close as we can. He sends me texts and he tells me about his day, and I'm so proud of this guy. Still a relatively young nurse, but man, this guy has his shit together. He is. You can feel how proud he is when he's talking about the challenges that they're up against and how they're finding new and creative ways to address these issues in the moment. And that's stuff I've talked about in the past. And I still believe that. You cannot make a disaster manual on how to deal with the shit hitting the fan when it hits the fan. Plans change. Your options change. And, he's a perfect example of somebody who takes what he's given he keeps his brain engaged, and he's finding ways to help people. And and it's awesome because these people are finding ways in the moment to do good stuff. It's great. That's about all that I really wanted to touch on, I guess. My fingernails are short. I'm clean-ish. I'm going to go ahead and get wrapped up, try to find some food. Man, finding food in this town is a bear right now. And even if I can find food, I had dear friend this morning offer. He's like, man, I'm going to find you a pizza. I'm going to order you a pizza. I'm like, well, first off, it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm still in the hospital. And I don't have time to eat a pizza. This 15 minutes that I'm sitting here doing this is pretty much all I've got. And I wanted to use this to put this out because I can't type all this shit. I don't really have the time, and my brain is not in such a place where I'm organized enough to do that. So I'm just kind of hit and click, and I'm kind of going stream of consciousness. I put down a few notes on a piece of paper, and I'm like, hey, these are things that might be cool to talk about and update people on. But, organizational shit is just out the window. This is just survive. It's moment to moment. It's been a week of trying to just keep moving forward as, efficiently and safely and healthily as possible. So that's about it. I'm going to throw down a couple more blueberries here. I'm going to get dressed. I want to go down. There's a little coffee shop right next to the hotel here. I'm going to grab a sandwich, and I'm going to get on the bus. We're going to go do it again. So be good to each other. Keep trying to do what you can to help each other. Feel free to shoot me some comments or some questions if there's things that you're interested in or want to know about or want to get reflections on. But that's about it. I'm going to get out of here. Take care. Love you guys. Be good to each other. Bye.